My name is Herman Phillips, native Washingtonian. I was active duty Navy. Everything was normal. I was working in DC. Just normal Navy life in the District of Columbia. Wasn't feeling all that great, but I attributed to not working out and being the hard-headed guy. You know, I just kind of put it off, and finally went and got a physical. I mean, in retrospect, I had a lot of symptoms, but at the time, it was just being a guy. I'm tired. I haven't done this. I'm, asleep. I haven't been working out, so I'm, kind of sluggish when I run and stuff like that. It was like that. And in retrospect, I had a cramp in just about every muscle group I can think of. So stuff like that I noticed but didn't pay attention to. And in retrospect, it was all signs. So diagnosed that failure.
Herman's disease, FSGS, can be caused by lupus, AIDS, diabetes, and other diseases. But in many cases, it's idiopathic. We don't know what causes it. It just happens. And that was the case with Herman.
They knew I had to be transplanted. They immediately did the workup, even before I went on dialysis, because they started the workup to see if there was anything else going on that would preclude me from being an eligible candidate for a transplant.
Herman's living donor is a white woman named Teresa, and he's a black man, and that sort of really helps to educate the public a little bit about who can donate to whom.
Teresa's a white Irish girl from New Jersey. I'm a black kid from DC. And that kidney is still sitting there pumping away right now. It doesn't matter. Race, sex, ethnicity, it doesn't matter. You pull them out, they're all like crimson red. It was funny because my wife at the time, it was her college roommate that we remained friends all these years. She and I actually knew each other since they were freshmen in college. And I met her the very next year. So we'd known each other since essentially we were kids. Teresa stepped up because I needed it. Truly, because I needed it. I mean, that's just the kind of person she is. Somebody needed it. My body got used to feeling bad. That's really what it got used to feeling bad. And I remember they told me after the transplant that I would wake up and I would feel better. And they were absolutely right. You don't know how bad you feel until you don't feel bad anymore. It was night and day. Boy. I was extremely fortunate. I mean, I don't have the latest statistics on how long the list is, but it's years. I mean, years. But I was truly, truly lucky, and I've never lost sight of that fact that I was lucky.
About 3 months after his transplant, Herman picked up the phone and called me and said that he had benefited from the resources of the National Kidney Foundation, and he wanted to get involved. He wanted to help to raise awareness. And I felt so blessed to have someone who had a communications background, who truly got it and wanted to help out and to be a spokesman.
She calls, I say sure. Because they gave back to me, and it's an important cause to give back to the community. I mean, you look at the statistics in this area and look at them overall. I was the perfect statistic. I fit every single category, except that I did not have hypertension or diabetes. But I was a black male in the DC area, diagnosed at failure.
He was an early member of our Speakers Bureau and went out to health fairs and different speaking engagements, including Capitol Hill briefings and a number of different other settings. We also had Herman come out to the NBC4 Health and Fitness Expo, where he did television interviews, where he stood up on the stage and shared his story, very, private story that he was willing to sort of open up his private life so that others could benefit.
So if I can get the word out any way I can get the word out to people, hey, just go get checked out. If it's running my mouth, if it's going to the health fair for Michelle, if it's doing the kidney walks for Michelle, if it's Speakers Bureau or doing commercials, I'll do it just to get the word out, because it doesn't have to be that way.
At the National Kidney Foundation, we realize that people talking to people who've been there and been through it, is really much more effective. It gives that personal sort of one-on-one experience, and we're doing that for both our living donors and for our patients as well.
To the supporters at the table and in the audience, I just want to say thank you. Without you, the Kidney Foundation would not be able to provide services to this high-risk community that is the Washington, D.C. area.
There are over 26 million Americans with chronic kidney disease. In the Washington, D.C. area, there are more than 700,000. So the numbers are pretty startling, and the support of our Kidney Ball sponsors is really helping to make lives better in our community.
It's not a fait accompli. If you get diagnosed, there are ways to treat this disease so you can go on and live a normal, productive, healthy life. So thank you is truly the one singular message that I would say to everybody here that is in the audience and everybody that has so graciously given their time and their money and their resources to this incredible organization.